I lost a friend because I just didn't want to be involved in her mess. I just got a message from her, and she's just extremely upset with me because I just don't want to be involved in her mess. Do you have friends that go and ditch their life, or relatives? They go ditch their life, go get with some Lola, legacy of low achievement man, mess up their lives, and then they expect you to be in the middle of it. They expect you to be in the middle of it, and obviously you're going to choose their side, but I just don't feel like fighting with people. Like, especially after this last election, and and it is a sister too. But after that, it's just like my life has changed. And I'm not going to just say that. It was 2022 when we realized that a lot of men hated us, right? And that a lot of people we thought were our friends weren't our friends. And that family that we had weren't really true. What can you say? You can't say true family, but they didn't really have your best interest at heart. And so I have a friend, been friends for years. She went and got with a Lola, a man that all of us knew was going to dog her out, was just trying to use her. He had been to prison. He had just every red flag that there possibly could be. And we were all like, oh, girl, don't do it, don't do it. And then I was like the main one that was talking. And like, oh, say nothing to her because she's going to get mad and don't want to be your friend. Well, guess what? If somebody gets mad at me and don't want to be my friend, that's fine. Because the reason I didn't want her to do this is because I knew that it might end our friendship. So now here we are years later. I mean, he's done everything. I mean, he's gutted her soul. And now they have a child. And this child is having an 18th birthday. And the expectation is that all the aunties, all the friends go to the birthday party, but he's going to be there. And when he's there, it's just uncomfortable. I don't feel safe when I'm there. And I'm just not in that space anymore to where I want to have friends that's having baby daddy trouble. In trouble that they could have avoided because she was well over 18. I mean, she was a grown-ass woman, professional woman, when she got with this man. And so to me, it's a big difference between when you're like 25 and your friends got with somebody at 16 or 18 and had a baby, and then, their lives changed, or they started, ditched their life. But it's a big difference that when you're 30-something years old and you go see one of your friends go and make the same mistake that some 16-year-old girl makes. And so I just refuse. I don't want to go to the birthday party. I'll bring gifts and stuff, but I don't want to sit up in there looking at his family. I don't want to sit up in there with him looking upside my head. I just don't want to do that anymore. And I really wish that people would think about this. When you decide to get with somebody else, they then become a part of your circle. They become a part of your family. And, if you have a serial killer in your family, you can't still hang out with them. And that's what a lot of times our friends do, is they bring a toxic person into the relationship and then expect you to start living in that toxicity of the toxic person that they brought into your relationship. And I don't want to be in that universe anymore. I'm just in a different headspace. I don't want to be setting up at birthday parties where he's mad at her and they rolling their eyes and the kid is all uncomfortable. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I just don't want to do it anymore. And so she's very hurt and very upset in the fact that I'm not going to the birthday party. But you got to think about that, especially if somebody's told you, I told you don't get with him because this is how it was going to end up. It ended up that way, and then now the expectation is still that I dwell within that toxicity because you made a decision to be with the Lola and have a baby by a legacy, a low achievement man that gutted you. And that cost me money too, because I had to help when things didn't work out. It's cost me time in babysitting. It's cost me time helping with cars and furniture and stuff. And people don't realize that when they go and ditch their life and go jump off into a ditch, then that means that we have to risk our lives going to try to get you out. And I'm just not in that space anymore. When we were, 25, 30, yeah, that was fine. But once you get to be a full grown ass woman, you just don't want to deal with that anymore. And and this child is now, the young lady is 18 years old, and I'm done. So if she doesn't want to be friends anymore, then so be it.